put this back.
Yeah, their area code is same
The same? Okay.
as there.
All right. All right.
That happens a good bit when towns get bigger like that. They run out of numbers, so they have to add another area code. And when they do that, they don't just like, oh, okay, all the new ones after this is going to take the new area code. They split it up into areas, so everybody in this area gets this area code, everybody in this area. So if yours is split, you end up with a new area code.
They did that to us, Jack.
They did.
Yeah. Yeah, state of Georgia was 404 for a long time. And they made a big do out of, well, Atlanta's going to keep 404. And
So you guys got to get a new one.
you guys got to get a new one. And then everybody that wanted to be in 404 stayed in 404. We got 706. And there was a bunch that went in the Atlanta area code 404. They thought they were good. And then they run out of phone numbers for Atlanta. And so a bunch of them that had gone to 404, they just threw them out and said, no, you got to have your another area code. So they got all ticked off because they got thrown out of the 404 area code. Because whatever Atlanta wants, they get. If they want a new road, they get a new road. And they get a lot. They got a lot of them. If you look down there, when they want something, they get it. You look to go to the mountains, you know, they built them they built several big old nice 4 lanes, and that's all they do is go up to the mountains. Don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all they're for, is to go to the mountains. Go to the Smokies. Go to the Blue Ridge, whatever. There's 2 or 3 like that. They just skirt off, and that's all they do, just go up there.
They just got the right
What?
leaders or something in the
Got a lot of money is what they've got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
a lot of money behind.
How's this road out here? They still going to town on it, ain't they?
Yeah,
I think it's less barrels than they used to be.
yeah, they've been doing work just right down the street here on 19 well, they was doing that when y'all was here. They've been doing that work on that road for 5 or 6 years, building overpasses and they got it to right just below us. I don't know. They'll probably start up here, but well, they've about finished just up here. I don't know where they'll go from there.
They spending money though, ain't they? They got it to spend. Yeah, before we came down, I looked at it on the map, and I looked at all like that. And I looked at that intersection out there, and I could see where it was built up, you know. And I thought, man, they have changed. It doesn't look nowhere like it looked, you know. Of course, it don't look like when we first come down here either. All them orange groves are gone.
Yeah.
And the beach is just...
And they're clear. We're staying over there at the beach this time. They wanted to stay near the water. We got water at home, but they wanted to stay near that water. That water's kind of bluer and got salt in it, but water we got at home, and it rolls in. And with the water at home don't roll in. And
Water at home's a lot colder. If you go down over there to Silver Creek, it's a lot colder than that's seawater.
I can tell you that water out there can get cold too in the wintertime.
In the winter, but boy, right now that spigot water's hot.
Yeah.
That ground's hot, been hot. But in the wintertime, it can get cold.
Yeah.
But not like up there where y'all.
We got snowed on this time, Jack.
Huh?
We got snowed on. We got a pretty good.
I seen that on TV where that went across.
Yeah, we got a pretty good bet this
Yeah,
last
we got a good snow this
Yeah.
time. Yeah, we got a lot. For us, yeah,
I'd like
you
to see
know,
it
for
going.
home, yeah. We got 5 or 6 inches. Yeah,
Not like it was in '93, but
yeah, not like that 18 inches we got in 90. What's the biggest snow you ever seen?
Well, the biggest that I ever seen was probably 2 or 3 foot, because that was years and years. I was just a kid. I was about, I guess, 5 or 6 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And I never seen or heard of it no more. Boy, it really snowed that time.
That's when y'all still up there?
Yeah, we all lived up there then.
Yeah. We got 18 inches in 93. That's the most I'd ever seen.
Up to the knee in 93, they
Yeah.
said.
That's a lot of snow
well, I've
right
seen
there.
quite a bit more than that. But
Well, you lived in North Dakota, though. You saw it cover the house.
And we had the big
I've
eye.
seen it where there was nothing to stop the wind, and it would drift, and it would hit up against the house, and it would actually cover small houses.
Now, when I was 5, Jack, and she was born during this, we got a big ice storm at home. A big one. It shut down everything for 2 weeks. Ice. And it broke
Well,
broke
that
power
93.
lines and the trees and
That one in '93 shut down everything for about 2 weeks. too.
yeah, it did too because that was a lot of snow.
Well, we didn't even leave the house for like 5 days.
Yeah.
No
I
power,
seen-
we just sat in the living
on
room.
the TV, you know, when it, well, it didn't, might have snowed a little, but even 2 or 3 years ago, it come out, froze in Atlanta. It-
Right.
And winter state, this cars just
Mhm.
piled up and, oh, terrible.
We missed all of that.
It was kind of weird. It went below us that time.
Y'all missed that?
Mhm.
Yeah, we missed out on that.
That happens
It went
every
right
now and
below
then.
us.
What are you doing?
Yeah, they wanted to stay on the beach, so we staying at that little old Palm Pavilion Hotel, the one that's been there forever.
Since the 50s.
That's just across the bridge, ain't it? On the,
Well, it's over there behind the pavilion. It's the Palm Pavilion. It's over there behind the pavilion. It's been
it's
there.
on the, yeah, I know.
It's on the north end.
Yeah, it's on the north end of the island. It's over there by the fire department.
Yeah.
Where the old pier used to be.
Yeah, the other one that they
Yeah.
tore. It's right there. That's where we're staying at. They wanted to stay near the beach. And I said, well, I looked at the hotels and I found that one for cheap, or cheap-ish. No, it's not cheap. They wanted I looked at the one that's like on the beach. You know, you just step out onto the beach, and that was like $300. And the Palm Pavilion is under $200, and you like got to walk about 25 feet and you're there. So I figured $300 and you step out, or under $2 and you just like walk a little bit. I thought, why don't I just walk a little bit, you know?
Why, yeah, good.
What, Danny? 25 steps and you're there, okay?
That's not the bad part of the hotel.
I could have put us up here at the Baymont up here and we had to drive through
That's
town.
pretty
Or
nice. I
you
forgot
can't-
it.
Then you can't get a parking place.
Yeah, that was one of the reasons really that we were like, let's stay on the beach. We don't have to worry about parking. We don't have to worry about traffic. If we want to go to the beach, we're there.
You there.
You're there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It don't matter to me. I've seen enough sand, Jack.
No.
I have seen enough sand.
Well, he worked for that sandblasting place, so.
And we would say, go down to the beach. I have seen enough sand. I have put sand in a pot at 90 pounds at a time, Jack. I have seen enough sand. 90-pound sacks of sand. You ever pick up a 90-pound sack of sand?
No.
Nope,
It's heavy, Jack.
I don't plan on it.
It is heavy. It is dead weight. It don't weigh it. It's just like, I don't know. It's just, 90
pounds.
It is 90 pounds of dead weight. 90 pounds of sand is heavy.
The most I pick
It
up
weighs
is
90
those big
pounds.
packs of dog food.
And it gets everywhere. It get in your wallet. It'll get in you too. It'll get your ears. It'll
Yeah, if it gets where the wind is blowing and it's dry and
oh man.
come here, Scooter.
He was in the Cub Scouts, and we went and stayed down on the Battleship Alabama down at Mobile down there. And it had come up a wind, and it started picking that sand up, and them little kids was up there out at the pool with their little bare legs and all, and that sand picked up, and it was blasting them good.
That was when we were walking back to the ship after going to the hotel.
They were
all the
getting
glass
blasted
was
with
saying
that
that.
stuff.
We got in the parking lot, and then a little sandstorm hit us. Yeah, that was fun.
They come up and got me. I was taking a little nap in one of the bunks, and they said, "You need to see this." And they had a tour boat out there, and that old boy was trying to get that thing in, you know, and that wind had picked up, and that thing was a big old sail, and it took him about 10 minutes to get it parked. So every time he'd get close, that wind would pick up, and out he went. He had a hard time with that thing.
I didn't see that bit.
You didn't see that bit? Your buddies come down and got me and said, "You need to come look at this. Watch him try to put this boat in."
Them sandstorms is something else. Of course, I've never been in one. I've seen them on TV, but I don't think I want to be in one.
You know, we came down here, he was probably about that high.
It was the
And
last
Daddy
time
was
I
still
came down
alive.
here.
Huh?
I think it may have been the last time I came down here.
No, Daddy was
Yeah.
still alive.
Yeah.
It was in March. Daddy was still alive. We come down for something. I can't remember what it was. It wasn't for very long. Daddy was still alive, and we carried him out to the beach, and it was windy that day. I mean, the wind was probably blowing probably 30, 40 miles an hour. And the waves, they were up, and there wasn't nobody down there. And I know why there wasn't anybody. We were getting sandblasted. You remember that? We're all standing down there in our jackets, and our jackets are all
It was
puffed up.
cold too.
And that's where we were at. We were at that pier.
Mm-hmm.
That pier was still up then.
There's a picture somewhere of that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And the wind, it was just howling that day. The sand was blowing all over.
Yeah, I've seen them show cars have been in a sandstorm. It has to blow pretty hard for the sand to blow the paint.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not all the paint off one,
But
you
tear it up, yeah.
can just mess it up good.
Well, guess who we saw a couple of weeks ago?
Up there at home,
Yeah.
God, I have no
That's
idea.
right. You don't, because you ain't on Facebook. But Ricky and Judy, they all have a thing on the others, on Joyce's side of the family. And Ricky sent me a thing on Facebook. Said, "Hey, we're gonna be down at Cave Spring down there. Come down there." So I got to see Ricky and Judy. Coke. So
I think Jenny seen that on Space.
she did. She probably told you about it.
Yeah, she told me about that just 3 or 4 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
And she had seen it.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he lives in Arkansas now.
In Arkansas.
Judy still lives in Huntsville. And
How many of them kids are there left? Just the 2?
3.
How many got killed?
Wanda's son got killed. Wanda's son got killed. Wanda got hurt bad, and Wanda's son got killed, and then Joyce got killed. And the lady driving, she survived. There was another lady in the back, and she survived, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think everybody on the passenger side got killed or got hurt really bad.
Got hurt bad. Joyce was killed.
She was in the front on the
Joyce was
passenger
in the
side.
front.
They hit that concrete
And
bridge,
that thing where they hit it,
and it just pushed the engine up in the front seat. It
put
was
the
bad.
engine up in the front seat, and it killed her.
And
Wanda was in the
middle of
back, and the little boy was in the back.
And he
If
just
the
got
little
moved
boy
around.
had a seatbelt on,
He would probably live.
he would have probably survived. But it just threw him around in the car. He didn't have a seatbelt on.
They must have been traveling pretty good speed.
It must have
I don't know,
been,
if
but
you hit a
they hit that
concrete bridge.
They hit that concrete bridge, and that it didn't give, you know. And cars at that
It
time
sheared the motor off and pushed the motor up in the front in the front seat.
and cut it.
It just
more-
pretty much cut her in half. just
cut her in
about.
half.
She looked bad. She looked bad.
She did, Jack. She looked bad. The boy looked bad too. You could tell it beat him up.
Yeah, because it threw him around so, but she looked real bad.
Yeah. That was a sad funeral right
It
there.
was.
It was sad. Double, I mean, because they had her and the little boy at the same time. Had it at that church at Rehoboth down there, you know, right outside of Cave Spring. That's where it was at. That's where the funeral was at. But Wanda got, somebody had some knitting needles or something, and they like ran through her knitting needles. We went to see her in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But she couldn't even go to the funeral, could she?
She did
was
go
in the
through.
hospital, I think, wasn't she?
She was still in the hospital, wasn't she? Yeah. I think she was still in the hospital.
She was in there a couple of weeks.
Well, was it the one's fault that hit the bridge, or did?
It was a single car accident, wasn't
I
it?
think it was just a fluke accident. She lost control of the car. I can't remember. It may have been raining.
I can't remember.
I think it may have been raining.
It was a
I think
single-
she just lost control of the car, and they just hit. You know, they got that. There was a bridge, and it had the little concrete rail come out, and they just hit it. And they just hit it dead on the passenger side, and it just that whole
Sheared
side of
that
the car.
engine off, and
It just
it-
sheared the motor off and pushed it up in the front, but with the way it hit, it pushed it all into the passenger side, and of course it got banged around, and that little boy, he just went all over the car.
Yeah. And then Gail and the lady that was in the back survived, and the lady driving survived.
Like I said, everybody that on the passenger side got hurt pretty bad.
Right.
The one on the driver's side, you know, not as bad.
Right. It was a bad deal, yeah.
I think it was raining.
It might have been.
Well, Colt was already gone. He had already.
He had already died.
Died.
Yeah, he had already died, yeah. Joyce was still alive, and,
See, I never met Coke. He was already dead before me and you.
right, he was already dead when we met. I was with Joyce, and me and Daddy were with Joyce when Coke had died, and we went down to the cemetery down there, Hebron down there, and picked a spot out, and I remember him digging Coke's grave.
Colt had that disease that's just in the winter time or something. You get where you just can't move around right or something. He told me when he was down here, it had just started on him a year, 2 or 3 years, and he said he just got spells of it, and I guess that's what finally
got him. Yeah, there wasn't any cure for it.
No, they didn't. He said they didn't even know how to.
Yeah,
do nothing for it. Just
Uh-huh.
wait and let it disappear itself. You don't hear people like that hardly.
Mm-mm.
I've heard it seems like I've heard one more person. I heard it on the news or something about it. But that's the only one besides Coke I ever heard of it had that.
Yeah, they put him in the hospital in
Is it
Nashville.
Lou Gehrig's?
I'm not sure what that was. It was rare.
Because with Lou Gehrig's is kind of rare, and you can't hardly move around a lot with that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. They never really told me what it was Coke had. Did he even have a name for it?
I don't remember him telling me no name that they had
Yeah.
for it.
Well, they put names to lots of stuff nowadays. It might have just been that it was one of the first cases they had of it, and they didn't really know what it was yet.
That'd be something. Have something that just come on you didn't know nothing to do for it or didn't even know what it is.
You know, there used to be that say people died of consumption, and now they look back and there's a lot of different diseases that probably was that, but they didn't know what it was. So
Coke,
they just called it consumption.
they hadn't figured out what was wrong with him. They didn't know exactly. They knew he was sick, but it wasn't cancer. But you know, they didn't really. It was kind of a mystery, you know. Like
Didn't know.
didn't know exactly and how to.
I think Lou Gehrig's is
Work on him, you
rare
know, or
diseases
what,
that,
you know.
that they didn't know a lot about.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we got the phone thing figured out.
I had it figured out at the table. I told you the area code split.
What, did you have the area code wrong?
We had the old area code, the 813 area code that y'all
Oh,
used to have.
That's
See,
it.
Clearwater got so big, they ran out of numbers. So they had to add a whole new block of numbers. And when you do that, you have to get the new area code. And depending on where you live, if they say, okay, this area over here can keep the 813, but this area over here, you can keep your number, but you have to take the new area code.
What is that now?
The old one was 813.
Was 813, what?
Yeah, the new one is 779.
77.
Probably Tampa's is
Or
813.
so 727. Yeah,
Yeah.
727.
Probably Tampa.
Probably. Tampa probably kept it.
Yeah. Probably Tampa kept 813.
I can look it up.
Yeah. And y'all got the new area code because Tampa's bigger than y'all.
Yeah, I remember
So Tampa-
here. What, 2, 3 or 4? I can't remember how many years. Something like 2 or 3 years ago
Yeah.
they changed
That's
it.
probably about right because it looks like all that down there, all that new stuff is just a few
And the
years
number
old.
I have on the computer probably has that new area code
Yeah.
because I called him then and I was using that number and instead of, I should have looked the number up that I had on the computer. It probably had the new area code.
I'll change it in the book.
Okay.
And I had another book at the house. You may have got the number out of it, but I don't know what you did with that book.
Because I looked it up. See, I looked him up on the white pages on the computer.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, well, that's the same number that it was, it looks like, but I didn't realize the area code was new. If I'd have got the number off the computer, I'd have been able to
Well, that's
change
what
it.
you were told to do, but you didn't do it.
Well, I knew the number was the same,
But it wasn't.
but it's a new area code. So,
It's all right.
yeah, we
Well-
found you anyway.
Yeah. Now you got it straight now.
It is straightened out. Well, you got to do anything? We can go, Jack.
No, I ain't got set. Keep this chair from running
All
out.
right.
The biggest thing.
You wanna go to the smorgasbord and eat in a little bit?
Janice is cooking dinner.
Oh, okay.
I done call her, I'd say yeah. Or I ain't called her, she told me yesterday evening.
Well, we want to go by and see them and then see Gail and see if we can see Gary and Diddy too while we're here.
When you call them, we'll all go to the smorgasbord.
Maybe
Tomorrow?
What?
Yeah, well, we could do that. We could all go out to eat tomorrow.
Yeah, we could go eat tomorrow, couldn't we?
Yeah, they all work. It has to be late. You know.
That's fine. Nobody around here's got a boat anymore, do they?
No.
I'm gonna buy a boat, Jack. Got a boat, but I'm gonna buy another boat.
We just kind of outgrew the one we had.
We outgrew the one we got.
It was fine when he was little, but now, if all three of us got that boat we got, we'd probably sink it.
Down it'd go.
It's not much bigger than that table right there.
Down
It's perfect
it'd
for
go.
going up, it's a little late in this creek where we used to go fishing, but there's no way we could all three of us get in it now.
We were down at Brushy Ranch years and years ago, and there was a little John boat. It was about a 12-footer, and there was about 7 guys in that John boat, Jack. And that John boat, no joke, it was out of the water. That's all it was showing.
Lord have mercy.
All it would have took was one little old.
If we'd have went by with a paddle, we could have swamped him. You know?
There's no way they'd have gotten by that sandbar, because I recall getting out and picking the boat up and walking across that little, that shallow bit
They were in
on
the main
Brushy
part of the
Ranch.
lake.
They were in the main part of the lake. And I said, guys, this is the disaster waiting to happen. I kid you not.
None of them
that
had
boat
life
was
jackets
that-
on either.
huh?
2 or 3
None
inches.
of them had life jackets on either.
None of them had life jackets on, and they had, that boat was that far out of the water. I said, all you got to do is lean the wrong way, or somebody ride by it fast.
Hit a wave.
Hit a wave, and it's gone.
Brought it over just a little bit down.
That thing fill up with water faster than they.
Yeah, with that much weight in it, it would have
Down it would have went.
down and it went.
Well, we had a bigger boat, but it got to where the fact that it was just too big for us. Because everybody was always working, nobody had time to go out with us, so it was just too much for us to handle by ourselves. We got rid of it, and then we just used that little one all the time. And when I got sick, we quit going out, and then he got too big. With all three of us, we're just all too big for it now, so that little one just sits in the garage.
I saw a video the other on YouTube about last week. They had went out to this little smooth lake, little bitty pond is almost all it was, and they loaded a John boat down with on purpose to show everybody. And they put a trolling motor on that thing, and it was sticking out of the water about that far. But and everybody was just nice and still, but they wanted to show everybody what an overloaded boat looked like.
Yeah, like the one we saw.
I still laugh about that story you tell about that boy going down there to the pier down there with that big old engine on that boat, and that thing is standing up, it's dropping backwards.
That would be funny to see.
Yeah, that would have been funny. Did
No,
you
no.
see that?
No.
You just know about it.
Now, what happened here? What?
He overpowered his boat. The motor he put on his boat was way overpowered. And when he kicked it, it went like this. And of course, when it went like this, the back end of the boat went down in the water and
Filled up with water.
Too much. Give it too much throttle.
He give it too much throttle. Jack knew about it. I don't know if you saw it. You said you didn't see it, but it happened down there. That's what you told me a long time ago. Said that old boy got on that boat, and it stood up and just went whoosh, bubble, bubble, bubble.
Yeah, they can't stand much of that. When it comes over the back, it holds it down.
Down it goes.
Down you go.
Well, we saw some. Well, we didn't see it, but we saw where somebody had sank a SUV over in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
We were going to the Spruance, and that morning somebody had parked their car over there right behind the ship at the dock, and the parking brake failed on the car, and it rolled into the sea, and they were fishing it out with the divers when we got there.
They should have just hooked a chain to it and used it for an anchor for the boat.
Yeah, the back window was already broken out of it, and then it just, when it got there and it just flipped up, and the back window being out, because it's gonna sink anyway, but it sank a lot faster because the back window was out, so it hit, and because the back window, I just filled up that much, I mean, it just down to the bottom.
It's about 30, 40 feet of water
Yeah,
back
it's
there
30, 40
too.
feet of water right there, on account of the ships being in there.
Yeah, every now and then you see on the news here a while, well, 6, 7 months ago, 5 months, this woman run off, was going home on a crooked road, just run off, took a wrong road, went off of the main road, just run off to the, where you put your boats and things in, she took it. Run up, drowned it.
Oh,
Took them 2 days to find her, and her just went off at the boat ramp. I couldn't understand that. And I guess it was so deep that they didn't think about her doing that. They probably didn't even look around the boat ramp. It's looking every place else for her, and she's already. And there's another or 2 drowned. It run off over there someplace. It's most of that happened over there across from town. How big a boat you gonna buy? Just big enough to go fishing?
just big enough to go fishing in. We ain't got room for no
Stretch out.
50 footers or anything like that, Jack.
Yeah, you could put one on Lake Weiss.
Oh, you could put one on Lake Weiss, you could put one on in Carter, you could put a 50 footer up there.
You could put it in Brushy Branch, but you couldn't go up the creek with it. You could just put it in the main part of the lake
You
and then
could
go
just
up the
put it in
river.
brush
Well,
and then go
that's
down
why
to the river.
we'll go down to like Lake Weiss and stuff, and we'll have our nice 50 footer, and maybe we'll bring a dinghy or something.
But the problem with Lake Weiss is, Jack, is good crappie fishing. Really good crappie fishing. And you know why it's good crappie fishing? Got stuff in there you can hit. Lots of stuff you can hit. Stumps and trees and stuff like that.
Well, this creek, y'all live back over, runs into that lake.
No, where we live we live in Silver Creek, and we're probably, what, a half a mile from the creek?
What there is of it.
Yeah. We live way up at the top of the creek. I mean, we live about a half a mile from it, but the creek goes down and then.
You can't put a boat in it.
No, you can't put a boat in it. You can put one of the little paddle boats or something, maybe down there at the church. But
Yeah, down there where it starts to get a lot bigger.
canoe
Yeah.
down
But
there. But the
we live
Brushy Branch
about-
we're talking about is further down.
Yeah.
It's not over there where we live at. You have to drive to get over to this way.
But we could be
Half hour
we
from
could
the house.
actually be to the river and put in at the river. We could be the river in about 20 minutes, 15 minutes. And that's actually go uptown.
Mhm.
They've got a ramp there in town if you want to put it.
They got a ramp in town
Uh-huh.
that, I remember there's a river run right
Through Rome, yeah.
Right in
Then we got two
through
that
Rome.
meet and make a third river, and then it goes down, then it's dammed up. And that creek that we're talking about feeds into the river further down from town. And where it's all dammed up, when they dammed all this up down at Weiss and everything, that backed all that up. And so there's a pretty good little lake right there where that creek, that big Brushy Branch Creek comes into the river. So that's where we
I
usually
mean,
go.
Big
with
Cedar
that.
Creek comes into the river. Big Cedar.
Mhm.
Big Cedar's a pretty good sized creek now.
Yeah.
It's
Shallow.
wide. There's spots in it that's wider, a lot wider than this house.
Mhm.
A lot wide. 2 times as wide as this house at Big Cedar. There's some big, and then there's some spots that's just as wide as this house.
There's some
you
spots
have
as
to
wide,
be-
just as wide as this room too.
Yeah, not quite as wide as this room.
Cause
And
that
there's
spot
some
that had
spots
the
that
tree,
looks like it's real wide, and it is real wide, but it's only that deep, and you gotta watch where you're going.
Well, them crappie you call them, are they? I guess that they,
about the size of your hand.
A little bit
Okay.
bigger than that. They get up about,
About that
crappie,
size.
they get up about 3 or 4 pounds.
Yeah.
They can get that big, yeah,
About size pan fry.
yeah. The bluegill, they only get like a little bigger than your
I
hand.
guess that we call them bluegills. Well, I don't know where they, I never did see a crappie that I know of, but they
He's
look
kinda
like a
silver looking.
bluegill.
He's silver looking. Crappie's kind of silver looking. All right, and a bluegill, he can be yellow. He can be a bluegill can be all well. We call them brim,
Yeah, they can be
all kind of colors.
light brown around,
Right, uh-huh.
yellow.
Yeah, they're pretty fish.
Yeah, brim pretty fish.
Yeah.
We
But-
catch a lot of them too.
Yeah,
And if you catch them when they're hungry, you can throw a bear hook out there and they'll bite a bear hook.
if they're hungry.
Cause that one day we went into that mess of them, and they were just rolling in the water. And you just throw a bear. We're throwing little minnows out, I think, and they were eating them. And we were like, what? And just as soon as they hit the water, they hit it. So we're like, I wonder if you just threw a bear one out there if they'd do it. And we threw a bear hook out there, and they were hitting the bear hook because they'd see something hit the water and they'd go after it. They didn't even look to see what it was.
That was them crappies, so do they?
That was the brim that day.
And crappie will do it too.
Yeah, yeah. Every once in a while we might catch a little bass or something.
Them lakes up there just got full of them crappie, ain't they?
Mm-hmm. They're full of
Seem
crappie. They're full of bass. They fish bass. They got a hybrid. Got striped bass, kind of like come from the ocean. There's a hybrid of that thing, and those things get
That was what that guy
Oh,
had that
yeah,
asked us
big.
that day on Brushy Branch.
they get
Yeah.
big.
Because we
Striped bass get
passed
big.
that little boat and that guy, and we asked, you caught anything? And he picked that thing up. It was about a 2-foot fish or whatever.
They get big up there, Jack. Catfish get big up there. You know that though.
Catfish
yeah.
get humongous.
Yeah.
Supposedly, there are catfish under the bridges in Rome and downtown that are as big as we are.
Yeah.
Them catfish get monsters. The biggest one I ever seen at one time was over at Gunner's. Well, Daddy took me and Mom and my 2 brothers. We was over there just looking around. And
Yeah.
this guy come in he had a catfish weighed 27 pounds. That joker was that long.
Mm-hmm. That's big fish for up there.
Yeah.
They get bigger than that, but that's a big one.
Oh yeah, I've heard them that they got pictures of it weighed 125 pounds.
And they get bigger than that. I know they do. Yeah. That's a big fish though.
Yeah, I'd take a pretty good sized pole to hold him.
What's the biggest fish you ever caught out there?
I guess about we caught them old drum, but they ain't no good for nothing.
Uh-huh.
They'd weigh 15, 20 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Most of mine was 5 pounds and less. The mullet, it takes a big mullet to weigh 5 pounds.
Uh-huh. Never caught a big old grouper or anything though, huh?
No, I ain't never caught. I've caught some small grouper, but I've never caught
A big one.
a big enough.
Now they get big, don't they?
Oh yeah,
They get big.
They
Grouper
get-
can get big, can't they?
I guess a 40 pounder would be a big grouper, but they've been known to catch them like that.
We went out one time we were here. We went out and there was a lady on the boat I'm gonna say she caught a 20-pound grouper.
Yeah, she
You
was
remember that?
surprised. It was,
Yeah,
it was
she
big.
caught a 20-pounder.
That's a good.
They had to help her. She couldn't do it.
Yeah, she caught a 20-pound grouper. No
That's a
joke.
good size. That's a good size fish, a 20-pounder is.
She did though. She caught it.
We might go fishing this time. We're not sure what we're gonna do. We
Yeah.
only got a couple days. But we're
Yeah.
either gonna go on like maybe a little dinner cruise or maybe go
Well,
out
we
for
could do
couple
a
hours
dinner
fishing.
cruise tonight, and we could go maybe fishing tomorrow.
We could, and then go eat tomorrow
Tomorrow
night.
night.
Yep.
We could do that. We could do that. We'll set it up. Go to the smorgasbord. Jack told us we're gonna go to the smorgasbord. We thought we were going to some Danish place or something like that.
Some specialty local
Yeah.
restaurant.
And we got there and it's a Golden Corral.
Golden.
That's a good place to eat.
That
I
is
wish
a
we could
good
get
place
one.
to eat, Jack. It is good.
I like.
We like it too. We don't have one in Rome. They got one in Cartersville, and they got one in Kennesaw. I wish we had one in Rome. We used to have one, but yeah, that's a good place because anybody wants anything different, they got it. They want steak, they got it. If fish, it's good too.
Yeah, whatever. I've never got nothing bad there.
That's a good place to eat.
Gary's come up with cancer since y'all was here.
All right.
Really?
Yeah, he's taking treatments.
Did not know that.
Yeah, he's been, I guess, taking treatment for a couple of weeks now.
Oh.
Well, how's everybody else doing?
They're fine. He's the only one that knows.
Well, I would kind of expect that from him though, because he worked out in the sun for so long. He did the
Yeah.
roofing.
He smokes.
Yep, smokes will do it to you.
That sun's got a lot of
Mm-hmm.
power in it.
Well, see, I'm friends with Janice on Facebook, so I put pictures up and she'll see them, and I put one up of me and you in back of Gary and Diddy's house.
Yeah, I've seen it.
You seen that one from last year? Yeah,
Oh, that. Oh, family
put that.
pictures, yeah.
put that up a couple of weeks ago.
You didn't put that up a couple of weeks ago. You put that up when we got back last year.
No, I put the pictures up, but I put the cover photo. I did the cover
Oh,
photo. Okay, they got those. Your profile picture, you do that, and you got your cover photo, you can do that. You can just do all this stuff, with Facebook. Now, Jack, I think I've kind of talked myself into maybe getting a center console boat. Instead of like a bow rider or something like that, I think I'm going to get a center console.
You gonna get one that, what, you put on a trailer, you can.
Yeah,
That's
a trailer.
kind-
Not,
That's the kind to have.
not one, that we're going to have to get a slip for or pay, to put it somewhere in one place. Because we like to go different places. Carter's Lake is about
It's a couple hours.
It's about an hour and a half drive, but it's a beautiful lake, Jack. It's up in the mountains, and it's got the dam is a earth-filled dam, but where they, like I say, it's in the mountains, so that means the earth-filled dam, they decided to dam the level of the water up. the level of the water at the dam is 425 feet deep. And there are places up there at Carter, you can be out from the bank about 30 feet and you'll be in 90 feet of water.
This is real steep valley where they dam the water up.
Yeah. When they dammed it up, it's sitting in these mountains and it's just steep, just drops, you know.
These friends of ours had a houseboat rental up there. And we went up there with them and we got out there one time and the motor was messed up and we was going to throw the anchor out so they could come get the boat. We were sitting there. How many feet? We had over 100 feet of
We had 100 feet of anchor rope out.
And we had the end of it going, there's no bottom.
Good.
I think they ended up throwing the anchor up on the bank, didn't they?
No, I think we ended up staying where we were just
Well, I think
drifting
we got
at.
close enough that we finally got close to the bank.
I'll take that back. It wasn't 100 feet of anchor rope. It's 200 feet of anchor rope.
Yeah, there was a lot of rope.
And like, what's it? Bobby George, he was like, there's 200 feet of anchor rope and it's not touching anything.
It cost you $100 just for the rope.
And what was funny about that dam is it raised and lowered the water a lot. There was a lot of difference because at night they would generate power and the water level would go down. And people would go rent them houseboats and they would pull up to the bank somewhere and they would tie to the trees. And they would get up in the morning and the boat would be sitting like this.
For goodness.
And they would have to wait till the water level would come back up so they could get it loose.
Yep. That's why they ran that lake right there. It generated power that way. They'd generate power, it'd go down, and then it'd pump it back up.
It'd go down about maybe 10 feet or something.
Oh, not 10 feet, 3 feet.
3 feet?
About 3 feet.
Oh, it's more than that.
No, about 3. Well, this thing, if you tied off 3 feet is a long way. If you
Yeah,
tied
on a
tight.
boat, yeah.
If you're tied, 3 feet's enough to hang that houseboat down.
That's kind of like the tide going and the coming.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Yeah, for real. Kind of like tide going in and out. But they would generate power during the day, and then it would go down, and then at night they would pump it back up. But you would get up in the morning, or what? Yeah, whatever. Anyway,
It went down at night.
it went down at night. That's right.
And during the day, the water would run across it and they would generate power. But at night, they run it to charge the batteries or something or other. I don't know. But they ran it more at night. And that's when the water level went down because in the morning it was always lower.
Mm-hmm.
They pumped it back up during the daytime.
So you could if you tied that boat up tight, you could be hanging when you got up in the morning.
They'd have to cut the rope because it was used to tie it in the tree for more of the. Of course, you tied it, and then when the boat hung, it would pull it tighter, and you just couldn't get it loose. They had a real nice place up there. They rented houseboats, and you could buy timeshares. And this friend of ours had a timeshare, and we went there a couple of times with them. We would go down there with them when they went, and we would help them load the boat up. That was our thing. We would help them because they would stay a week, and we would help them bring all their food and all their clothes and everything on board. And so, it was easier for them to load up, and then we would stay a day or two with them on the weekend, and then we would leave, and then they had all week there. And then the next week we would come back and we would stay a day or two, and then we would help them carry everything back to the box. They would carry their boat, and we would carry our boat. They had extra slips that they would tie your boat up to. It was scary up there with that little boat, though.
Oh yeah.
That little boat of ours, the metal boat, and it leaks. I mean, every year we'd have to seal it. You carry that thing up there and it would leak because it has rivets. That was scary having to bail that thing up there because I know when that water was so deep, if it went down, it was gone.
Oh my Lord, yeah, water that deep.
Because you could go out in the Gulf out there from here, it'd be a long time before you get to 400 feet, wouldn't it? Pretty good ways
You'd be
out.
a long ways out there before you get that deep. And them group of boats go plumb out of sight, and they don't, 35 feet or something like that for this deep.
Those big grouper boats, okay. At least from Tarpon, go up there. I ain't been to Tarpon in I don't know how long now. I understand that they're doing a little sponge diving up there now.
I don't know.
I heard that the sponge diving has made a little bit of a return.
I think it is, kind of return.
I read that sponge diving is back a little bit. Not like in the heyday of sponge diving.
I seen that on TV here a while back. It was kind of coming back.
Kind of coming back.
Was Carter's Lake where those people were getting sick out on?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of people buy a timeshare, and we went up there one year with Cindy and Darrell, and this people came up and they had got them a timeshare, and they'd never been on the boat. They just bought the timeshare, and the boat was sitting at the dock, tied to the dock, and it was a real calm day, and they wasn't thinking, never been on a boat before, and they didn't know if they would get sick or not. They didn't even think nothing about it. And we got there, and they were just sitting on the front of the bow in a deck chair, and she was sitting there going, I can't do this. I can't. And she was turning just green. It was pitiful. Spent all that money for the whole week and never went on the boat to see how they were going to do. And they ended up leaving, ended up losing their money for the week because they couldn't. She was sick the whole time. And later on that night, after they left, we had a little storm come up, and we were still at the dock too. We were tied up. We were going to have a cookout. We were sitting there eating hamburgers and hot dogs, and the thing was just rocking like this.
Yeah, it got up, the wind got up, and it was choppy. And so we ain't taking the boat out. It's choppy.
Yeah, it was bad.
We was right there. You wasn't born yet. And that houseboat it was doing this number. We had cooked out. We had greasy hot dogs and hamburgers, and we're just sitting there at boat doing this right here.
Didn't phase us a bit.
Eating away.
And all we could think about is that lady there,
That
that
poor lady
morning with that calm water. And she was sitting there. That boat was just barely moving.
She was sitting. Oh, she was sick. Oh, she was sick. Oh, and she was sick.
Well, that happened again when we went out on the Spruance with Uncle Steve, and we got to go out on a Navy destroyer, and they took us out, 25, 30 miles out or whatever, and fired a couple weapons off, and they had a cookout. And the waves were up about 5 feet that day, somewhere around that. We were walking side to side down the hallways, and he said a lot of people got sick that day. A lot of people got sick that were the family members that came on board.
Yeah.
Didn't phase us at all.
Boy, they say that's a bad sickness. I've been in some bad weather. I've never felt the least bit.
Least bit sick.
Some people that just time they would get offshore a little bit, they're sick.
Yeah, it never has phased me none. Now, he made me sick to that coming up here yesterday. I was sitting in the back.
Yeah, it's probably more food related though.
Yeah, I had something that I don't think agreed with me when I was sitting in the back seat.
What's the roughest you saw out there, Jack?
Oh, we went out there and just going grouper fishing. We run off a half we left about noon. We run till dark, and then we run all night. And at the wind, they said it blowed 70 miles an hour that night.
Ooh,
We had to throw all our ice overboard. It got nasty. That's the worst I've ever been in.
That would be bad, right? 70-mile-an-hour wind. That's
How high were the waves?
Yeah.
God,
5, 6 feet, 8 feet, something like
it's
that.
higher than 10 foot.
Higher than 10 foot. That's some heavy sea right
That's
there.
pretty bad in a boat like you had.
We used to coming in this way, and these big offshore boats was going that way. This is going that way, and we're coming this way. And they'd come by, and you could see half of them at the time. When they'd get up on that wave and go back and they'd go down.
Mm-hmm.
You could see half of them 50, 60 footers at one.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, that was nasty.
Mm-hmm.
We throwed all our ice over.
How big a boat were you in?
We're in a 35 foot.
35-footer, huh? I bet it was tossed around pretty good.
It was tossing that thing. We had The only thing I felt pretty safe, we had twin engines in it. And one of them, just as we got to come in the pass over here, one of them knocked off.
Wow.
I let it sit there a few minutes and it fired back up. And they never did know what
What was wrong with it?
I think it was something in the gas up there.
Diesel fuel, yeah.
But I never did.
Which already come into the pass up here, so y'all were good to go.
Come on in.
And my brother said they got some pretty bad waves where they'd be in a group. And you could see a boat over here following, you know, beside
An
you.
aircraft carrier group.
Yeah. It'd be down in the hole and you'd be like, where'd the boat go? And in a minute it'd be back up again. The troughs were so deep that you couldn't see the other, you know, like you said, the aircraft carriers. That's a lot of water.
He said that when it got like that, you just strap yourselves in your bunk and everybody got sick. Everybody on the boat got sick. It wouldn't matter with the waves though, because the ship, they just lock it down. It's airtight. It goes down. Whole ship goes underwater. It just pops right back up.
Yeah, he told me about walking on the wall. Going down the hall, he'd walk on this wall, and then the next minute he'd be walking on this wall. That's pretty bad.
I had a guy I worked with a long time ago, and he was in the Navy, and he told me about being in a hurricane or a typhoon out in the Pacific. And he said it was kind of strange because you'd see the destroyer, and they were on a destroyer, and there was a destroyer over from them, and you'd see like half of it, like you said, you'd see half of it, and the props be out of the water spinning. And he said that was just strange looking, you know. You could see that prop, you know, come up out of the water, and there's that half of that boat out there, and there them props spinning away, and then back down it goes.
Back down you go.
Yeah. And he said,
I think the worst we've been in is that night on the holiday.
Yeah.
When everybody got so sick. Now we were walking like this down the hall, you know.
That's pretty bad on a cruise ship because they got those stabilizers.
We were in Mexico, and we were on. Were we on the Holiday or the Sensation? We were on the Holiday.
The Holiday, because the last holiday cruise that we went out
were on the
was the one
Holiday.
that got so bad.
We were on the Holiday. We had left Mobile, and we got down to Cozumel, and got back to the ship, and the wind was probably blowing about 40 miles an hour, and they just let the lines off, and they didn't even put any power to the ship. They just let the lines
blow
off,
it out,
and just out we went. And it started raining.
They had a hard time. They had another boat they were trying to bring in. They were having a hard time.
They were having a hard time of bringing it in, but we didn't have a hard time leaving at all, because they just let us go, and whoosh, out we went. The wind was blowing in the right direction, and we went out fast too once they let the lines loose. Very fast. It was pouring down rain.
I think the funniest thing I've ever seen at the dock on a cruise ship is we went out on the Sensation, and we went, I don't remember where we went to, where that other one was sitting there, her sister ship. And we pulled in, and we're like, oh, here we are, and there we are, because they had her sister ship sitting on the same dock, and they both look exactly the same. And when we came back was when it was real funny, because we got up on our ship and we were just sitting on the deck watching all the drunks come back in, and they were trying to figure out which ship to get on, because they looked exactly the same. So they're like,
I think that was the Cayman Islands.
maybe that was funny watching all those drunks.
Well, the best thing with the Cayman Islands was we got on that submarine ride.
Yeah,
and
that was interesting.
we go out underneath the cruise ships, and you know we're looking out the window, and it's like, okay, well we're in 100 feet of water here. And we're at the stern of the cruise ships, and you can look up and see, you know, the prop and everything. And they take us out to where the bow of the cruise ship's out. It's just straight, sheer drop off.
Because we were bowed in then.
Okay, well, it must have been the other way around. I don't remember that. I just remember one part of the ship was sitting in 100 feet of water, and another part was sitting in 1,000 feet of water. It's just a straight cliff. You can just look down, and you can't even see the bottom
of it.
No, it was deep.
Clear too. It was amazing.
You could see a
Clear
long
water.
way down.
You could see a long way down that water. Long way down. Because that island is an old volcano. And it's built up, and you know, so about, I don't know, a couple hundred feet out, it's, I don't know, 50 feet deep. And then when it gets to that point, it just drops and it's straight down. And you're in that little submarine, and they'll take you out there and
Show you the edge.
they'll show you the edge of it.
Now, the submarine you can go down to the bottom is a bubble. It's one of those sphere submarines that has to be
Yeah, you can
able to
pay
handle that.
some money, more money, and they'll take you out and put you in the little bitty sub, like 2 or 3 man sub, and then take you down to about 700 or 800 feet.
God.
Just the little one we went on was nice because you got in it and it had like a little bench going down the middle. And some people turned face this way and some people turned face that way. And they had little round windows all the way down the side. So you had your own little window. It was pretty nice. Took us down and it didn't have windows in the top too.
It might have had windows in the
It
top.
had windows in the top too.
They took you down to about 70 feet.
Yeah. Kind of went out there to a little coral, kind of see the fish a little bit. It's what, about maybe a 45-minute ride? Something
Yeah,
like that.
something
It wasn't long.
It didn't move very fast.
No.
It's designed, it has to force itself down. Alright? It's got to force itself
It has to
down.
take water on for ballast to pull itself down. And then when it gets ready to go up, they pump the water out
It has
and
to,
it pops
yeah,
up.
it has to really, really force itself to go down because the submarine is designed to really
Neutral
float.
buoyancy, is that what it's called?
Yeah, neutral buoyancy, but it's got to work to get that neutral buoyancy because it's designed to really float. It has to force itself down to go down in the water. They designed that for
We went when
safety.
he was little.
No, it wasn't that long ago, honestly.
Well, you were
I think I was
still
right
in
out of high school.
Or right at school.
Yeah, somewhere around in there.
I think you were still in school.
Maybe.
But we used to do all kinds of stuff like that with him when he used to come down here a lot more.
Actually, I think that was maybe like a year or two after I got out of high school, I think, is when we went on the Sensation.
Where's that at?
That was a Carnival cruise.
Is that one leaves here?
It left out of Mobile, didn't it?
Mobile?
No, it left out of Tampa.
Oh,
The Sensation left out of Tampa. It left.
The first
they
one-
changed it around, but at that time it was leaving out of Tampa. It was leaving out of Tampa that time. And there's another ship now that's not Sensation, that's ported in Tampa.
yeah, we saw it last year when we went over to the
Victory.
the Victory.
I went up, carried him over there to the Victory, that World War II ship
Transport
that's
ship.
over there.
I've never.
You've never seen it? Okay. It's over there at the docks over there.
At the aquarium.
Yeah, at the aquarium over there. It was strange. Danny said, "Where you gonna park?" I was gonna park by the ship. If you don't know about it, you don't know about it. But if you do know about it, you can just drive into right there by the ship and park. Unless they change it. You just drive up to it and park.
There wasn't a whole lot of people over there, on the tour. Of course, it was quite warm on that boat.
Yeah. That was on a Saturday too because they were getting ready to board the big ship. Yeah. I remember that because the big ship.
Because there were
was in
people,
the
and people out on the back top deck, and they were waving at us. Like, you want us to come over there? we'll switch with you.
Yeah, we'll
you
switch
can come.
with you.
You can come on this little day-long tour, and we'll go on the
We'll go on the
couple
big
day
boat.
cruise.
We'll go on the big boat.
There used to be a boat left out of St. Pete, but that must not have went over so big, cause I ain't seen or heard of it.
We did that one year. We did that boat out of St. Pete. We sure did.
I saw.
He's talking about a cruise ship.
Oh, a cruise ship. This was a day tour boat. We went out, and the old Skyway, it was still left. They hadn't tore it down yet. And we went under it, and you could look up where it had torn off, and that was still left. And we went down to Bradenton. We skipped down. We took all day to do it. We left it.
Wasn't that the one that was kind of like a ferry-like?
Yeah, it was kind of like a paddle
What they
wheel.
did is they had several trips during the day. They'd take you over there and you got off. Then they would come back later and you could get back on.
Now this one they stayed there. We got down to Bradenton, and you got about an hour and a half to eat, and then they turned around and we come back. It was about 5 o'clock or so when you got back. It was about 2 or 3 hours down and about 2 or 3 hours back.
So that was nice. I liked that one.
Yeah, that one, it was really nice. But that's been a long time ago, Jack, because like I say, the Skyway was gone. The original was gone.
Yeah,
But they hadn't torn it down yet. We got pictures of it going under it. And when we left on the Sensation,
Didn't they leave part of that up and leave it for a fishing pier? Wasn't that in the plans that we're going to leave part of it?
well, part of it might be, but part that's right up there is gone.
Yeah.
They tore that down. But yeah, there might be.
they tore down some of it. I don't know. I think they got a fishing pier on. I don't remember where it's on both sides
Or just one, yeah.
or one.
Yeah, I remember when we were down here and they were talking about it, that they said they were going to make part of it a fishing pier.
Yeah, they.
But anyway, when we went out on that, we left from St. Pete. We left from the pier at St. Pete. And then skirted down the coast there. Didn't get out far in that boat. And went to Bradenton. And we got to that. They put us off and said, well, all right, y'all could go here or here or here. I can't remember where we ate at, but we went into a little museum and they had a manatee in there. And they said, don't pet the manatee. All right. But the problem is, when we went over to look at the manatee wanted to be petted. Because, you know, they just like that, right? They're just friendly.
Yeah, they ain't scary.
And we petted the manatee even though we wasn't supposed to. Took pictures of him, or her, whichever one she was.
Yep, them manatees is something.
Did you ever see many of them out when you was out fishing?
Yeah. Lord, them things get monsters big.
That one we saw down at the museum was pretty good size.
They're a pretty good sized manatee. Not as big as they get though. Like, man, they get big.
They'll feed along the shallow water where the grass is the best. They'll get right up pretty shallow water. Well, they can't be probably that deep, and they'll go on. But they got places they hang out most. Well, Coke, they only had that one boy that would.
Ricky, and then
What's his name? Ricky?
Wanda is the oldest. Wanda's the oldest, then Ricky, and then Judy.
Yeah, I've seen, let's see, Wonder. They only had 3 kids.
Three, just
Yeah.
3.
I've seen, they used to come down here once and occasionally in the summertime. And the kids was good size.
Ricky put some pictures up. There's a picture of Wanda and Gail and then Dee Dee. And then I think Ricky's in there, and I think Judy's might be in there. Judy.
Did you put any of them older pictures up?
Yeah, it's put some older ones. Judy's like that, or she might not even been born yet. I can't remember, but anyway, there's a picture of Gail and Dee Dee and Wanda, and there's a picture of Gail and Dee Dee together, and they're sitting in this chair. Okay, that's from way, way, way back.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a long time ago.
a long time ago. I got some of Aunt Corrine that I'm gonna put up. And Ricky had one that we talked about when we saw him, and we talked, well, is it Aunt Corrine or is it Gladys? And I think we figured out it's Gladys. That's who it is. It's Gladys.
Oh, I was gonna ask you when you was here before, and is Maxine still alive?
I don't know. I do not know. There's a good chance that she still might be alive.
Yes, because she's...
Yeah. Yeah, there's a chance that she still might be alive. I tell you who I don't see Randy and Dwight. Now Lillian died sometime between when we were here last and now. I think about 6 months ago.
Yeah, it's been about 6 months.
About 6 months ago, Lillian died. Sure enough.
And she's dead.
Yeah. Yeah, she's gone.
Yeah, she come down, her and Artail
Uh-huh.
come down to, I think of the name of the place, and that's probably 70, 80 miles over there. Where Blake and Jewel and
Bellevue.
Leo,
But Bellevue.
Bellevue, yeah.
Bellevue. Yeah, down below Ocala.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and she called me from over there. But now it's been 3 or 4 years ago
Yeah.
that her and Artail come down.
Mm-hmm. Well, you remember William had a heart attack.
William did.
William had a heart attack, and this has been a very long time ago. William had a heart attack. I don't think Deborah and I were married then.
Yeah, that was before we were married.
Yeah, that was before we were married. William had a heart attack. He was in the hospital up in Ocala, and me, Daddy, Poochie, and Lillian loaded up in the car and went to the hospital there at Ocala. And the Ocala hospital looked just like the Redmond Park Hospital in Rome, because they were built on the same plan. It was the Hospital Corporation of America had this one design for a hospital, so they just put them all over the place, one design. And we got down there and said, wait, that's Redmond Hospital. But William was in the emergency care, for heart attacks. So that's the first time I'd ever met him. Of course, him and Poochie and Daddy looked alike, kind of, right? And then we stayed there at their little place in Bellevue, and Blake was there, Freddie was there, and then we said, well, we're gonna go to Clearwater. I can't remember if we come by here or not. We might have come by here, but Uncle Herman and Aunt Corrine were still living in Tarpon Springs then. And so we stopped at Tarpon Springs and stayed with them. We might have come by to see y'all, I can't remember.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. But we carried Uncle Poochie over to the beach and Aunt Lillian. And we turned around and went back. And went back home. That's the only time I was ever down here with them. I think Coke was already dead by then.
I
Died.
don't remember.
Yeah, Coke had already passed away by then.
Well, I want, did William, I guess him and Jewel probably passed away by now, aren't
William's been, yeah, he's gone and Jewel's gone too.
they? And I wonder if Blake and, well, did that Freddie move down here with them? or-
Fred is still alive. Fred's still alive. Blake has passed away. William and Jewel are buried at Hebron up there. Yeah, they're buried at Hebron. Blake, I think Blake may be buried at Hebron. Fred's still alive. He lives in Ohio. There's several Bobos in Ohio that are kinfolks, that are LR's boys.
LR's the one that moved off.
LR's boys are Lanny and Merton.
I've never seen neither one of them.
I think I've probably seen them maybe at LR's funeral. Because when I was, or not LR's, but Uncle Lindsay's. There was a bunch there for Uncle Lindsay's funeral. You probably saw LR then. I don't know, but I saw LR at, I think, William's funeral or Jewel's funeral. And a bunch of the kids were there for LR's funeral.
LR and James. James got burned up some way, didn't he?
So something happened to James. Yeah, James has passed on too.
Yeah, I think somebody told me they got burned up in a car or some.
Car wreck, wasn't it?
I think that's the way it
The
was.
car wreck. I think that's right. I think that's right. Well, y'all want to roll on?
Whatever you want. We're just vacating.
We're vacating.
And go eat tomorrow? Out?
See if we can get in touch with them. If we can't get in touch with them, we'll come get Jack and take him out.
Yeah.
Well, he's going to see them tonight, so he can let them know.
If they have other plans, we can just come get him or.
Or yeah, or not. Whatever you want to do, Jack. We'll go to the smorgasbord tomorrow. What do you think?
Yeah. I don't know what time they'll be in yet.
Getting done? I don't know.
Get home from work.
Are those numbers we have for them, are they cell phones or?
I don't know. You want to call somebody?
Yeah, cold.
If they're cell phones, you know, of course they might not be able to use them because they're at work.
Got them on speed dial, Jack. You have to dial. All right.
They what, Dan?
I said, you got them on speed dial, or you just have to dial?
Because we could do the dinner tonight if everybody's available.
Well, they're gonna do dinner tonight.
Yeah, but it's still, it's noon. They could change their plans.
No, they can have their dinner. Jack's cooking.
And I'm pretty sure she hasn't started yet. You okay? You need a nap?
I'm gonna take her back to the room. Put her in the closet.
Okay.
Let her take
She's
a-
gonna sleep in the closet
I
today.
got up
Huh?
early this morning.
They not home, Jack? They out running around, ain't they?
Yeah. Larry Gale's husband, he don't get home till 6 o'clock or so.
Well, guess what? We can eat late if we have to. We can eat at 7 o'clock.
Or 8 or 9 or whatever.
Yeah.
If they get off at 6, try to call them later on tonight after 6.
Well, is he working today or what?
No, he's, but let's see, Janice,
Well, it don't matter about us. We just go on with the flow, Jack. If we get to eat, we get to eat. We came to see you, so it don't, you know.
how are you? All right. No. Oh, it's raining down there? Danny is down here and his wife and boy. Y'all want to go eat tomorrow evening at the Golden Corral? Well, I'll have to. Well, let's see. What time does Larry get home? 5:30. All right, we'll just meet at the Golden Corral at 5:30. Oh, they will. They are not home right now, but they'll be home by that time. Okay. See you then. Bye. We'll just. Janice and them, they'll go. I know they'll go. So we'll 5:30 down there. Okay.
That sounds good, Jack. Let's see if we can get in touch with Gary and Diddy. If we can get them. If we can get Gary and Diddy, see if we can find them. And then between now and then, we get Janice and Victor. That'd be good. That'd be
A
nice.
little mini get together.
Yeah. How about we come over here 4:30, something like that? Yeah, because we'll have to get down there. You'll have to show us how to get down there again. I know we go to Keene, right? We can go to Keene and get on Keene and just keep on going, right?
Go down to 688.
688,
Yes.
and then turn. I'll Google that thing tonight and look at it. The smorgasbord. All right. I'm gonna take her back and let her have her nap.
Okay.
Are you getting sleepy, Debbie?
They got me up early this morning. I'm not used to the
You
early.
can sit there and take a nap. We'll be real quiet.
No, we won't.
He's a bobo. He can't sit still for very long. You know how he is. They've always been like that. Take him someplace and he sits about an hour at the most and he's ready to go. He likes to go visit, but he don't do it for very long.
Tomorrow I'm gonna go eat, get me something to eat. I'll be ready to go. Oh.
His daddy was the same way. I can remember going places with your daddy. And we'd drive for miles and miles and miles to come place. And we'd go in and sit down about 30, 40, half an hour maybe at the most. And he was ready to go.
ready to go again.
Yeah, that's the bad thing about coming down here. It's 10 hours down here. You know that? It is 10
Yeah,
hours.
you got to do pretty good to make him 10 hours.
Oh, I could make it in 10 hours. Not anymore.
And we had to split it up, but now Tuesday we're gonna do it all in one go, and that's gonna be rough.
Yeah, well,
Well, it's gonna be rough on them, I'm gonna sleep.
we're gonna split that up a lot too.
It'd probably take 12, 13 to go back
Yeah,
because of stopping and eating and stuff like that.
yeah.
Well, we're not stopping at Warner Robins this time, so that's gonna make it a little bit better.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it'll just be stopping on the highway, stopping.
Yeah.
And, you know.
We stopped there for a good little while.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. But, yeah. Well, y'all want to go back and have some beach time?
Have some beach time. Yeah.
And then we'll,
Just figure out what you wanna do this evening. You said you might wanna go out on the boat tonight, so you need to figure out where that is,
mm-hmm,
what time we have to be over there.
right. Okay. We might go out and eat tonight on the boat. I'll visit the little man's room, Jack. I'm old now. I have to go a lot.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I know where it's at. I know exactly where it's at. Oh, but yeah, if you can, we can get Gary and Dee Dee, and you got Gail, you'll have Janice. We'll go eat at the smorgasbord. Golden Corral.
Yep.
That's all we got in Rome. We have got restaurants, banks, and a place to go to the doctor. That's all we got. We got more restaurants, I guess, than, I don't know. It's unbelievable the restaurants we got. Mexican restaurants. If you want Mexican food, come to Rome, Georgia. We have got Mexican. How many Mexican restaurants is in Rome, Georgia?
Goodness sake. Right.
Let's see. El Serape, 2 Las Palmases.
Mm-hmm.
There's that Mexican restaurant across from Lowe's.
Chili's you'd count, really.
I don't think you'd count Chili's. There's Los Potros, of course.
There's a place out there in West Rome that the Mexicans go to. It's,
John, everybody in Rome must eat out.
Well, that's all we have to do in Rome is eat out. So
You eat at this restaurant and you work at this one.
we've got over 200 restaurants in Floyd County.
Yeah.
More restaurants per capita than any other county in Northwest Georgia.
Hello? How are you? Pretty good. Danny and his wife and boys down here. And tomorrow evening I just called Gail. She said they'd go. They want to go, all of us go eat at the Golden Corral. We're going to go at 5:30. Well, let's see, we'll have to leave here about 5 o'clock, so. Didn't Danny say he's coming here and
Yeah, we're gonna come pick you up.
they're gonna come pick me up at. So we'll. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Bye.
You missed the
She
boat
said
call,
they'd
didn't you?
just meet us down there. That was Janice.
Janice?
Well, we'll get phone numbers and all like that tomorrow. How about that? Take pictures
That's
of
Janice
everybody.
and Gail.
So
Right.
Janice is gonna come too, right? Her-
Yeah, they said they'd just meet us down there at 5:30.
At 5:30.
We'll leave here at 5 o'clock.
We'll leave at 5. We might
Okay,
get here
but-
a little bit before 5 and visit a little bit. And
So,
then
I mean, that'll give us 30 minutes
to get down there.
to get down there and then.
All right.
I'll gather up there.
How about Gary and Dee Dee? Reckon we can call them?
I gave you their number just now.
You
Put it
got,
in
you
your
got Diddy's number?
You gonna put these in your phone?
Let me just call them right quick. See if they can go. See if that's the right number.